Hi, I'm Rachel Lynn, and I'm on a journey to get out of my student loan debt and lose some weight along the way. If any of that interests you, go ahead and click that red subscribe button down below and join me on this journey. And stay tuned for the rest of this video because I am going over my goals for August and how I did in July and how I've done from the beginning of the year and all of that, so you don't want to miss it. So at the beginning of the year, I set 7 goals for myself, and these are based on Dave Ramsey's goals. That includes family, social, intellectual, spiritual, career, physical, and financial. I hope I got them all in there. I feel like I always forget one or two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each goal, tell you what it was at the beginning of the year, and if there's been any changes, I'll let you know what those current goals are, and then tell you how I did in the previous month and what my goals are going into the new month. So first of all, my family goal was to spend more time with my family, and I am achieving that. July was a great family month. We had a family reunion on my mom's side of the family. I went on a very cheap vacation trip with my dad's side of the family. My mom came with us, but we went to Florida and spent time together there. So that is definitely something that I am meeting, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. For my career goal, I actually have 2 goals for that. One is for teaching, and then the other one is for here on YouTube, just because I don't consider YouTube a career at all, and I don't know if I ever will, but I'm not really sure where else to put that goal. So it is a goal that I have. And so for my school goal, it's to be more efficient at school, but that's kind of hard to do in the summer. So my goal for the summer has actually been to find a job. I left my last school, and so I am looking for a new job at a new school, hopefully in a district that will pay more than what I was making in my last school. So I have been applying every single day to any jobs that come up, and so I'm at the point now where I'm starting to get worried, but I really shouldn't, because of the timing of when the jobs have been opened and just the way that the jobs have been rolling out. I've sensed a pattern to them, and so I really shouldn't be concerned, but I still am, because school starts this month in August, and so it is a little bit nerve-wracking, but I just have to remind myself it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And I have plenty of money in the bank to last me quite a while without working at all. But I also applied to be a substitute teacher just in case, and so I have lots of options open to me, and I'm not going to be strapped in any kind of way. So I have definitely prepared myself well, and I just have to trust myself and not get worried, even though I'm worried. For my career goal at the beginning of the year, I had said that I wanted to start earning money from YouTube. Now, I have been doing that since May, but I still have not made enough money to actually get a payout yet, and so I am still working on achieving that. And then I set a new goal to have 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. This one has been a little bit tougher, but I started July with 1,050, and I am starting August with 1,090. So that's pretty good. And I know I'd have to grow a little bit more in order to reach my goal of 3,000. But if you don't set the bar high, why are you even trying? Is kind of the way that I see it. Plus, I've already met my original goal, so this is just, icing on the cake at this point anyway. My next goal was a spiritual goal. Part of that was to give more in my church giving, and I started doing that earlier this year. And then even though I do not have an income right now, I'm still continuing to give money to my church, even though part of me says that I shouldn't, but a bigger part of me is saying that it's going to be okay and that you should continue to give, and so I just do. And then I do have a secondary spiritual goal that I keep to myself that involves prayer, and I will tell you that I am achieving that goal as well. The next one is social, and my goal for the year is to meet with a friend or talk to a friend on the phone or do something with a friend at least once a month. In the month of July, I actually had a girls' night with several of my friends in northern Kentucky, and oh gosh, we had a good time. We did an escape room, and we escaped too. And we went out to dinner, and we just talked and laughed and had a really good time. And then I also spent some time with my friend Jenny, and from the month before, I had missed a phone call from a friend and wanted to call them back, and then I also wanted to call a different friend. Well, I didn't call the other friend, but I did call my friend back, and I've actually talked to her twice now on the phone since in the month of July. For the month of August, I would like to call that original friend that I wanted to call. And then I'd also like to maybe set up a time to go out, maybe go out to lunch or just spend some time with some of my old coworkers from my previous school. I had a really great relationship with several people, and I know, the summer we don't usually talk a whole lot anyway, but like I already miss them even though school has not officially started back yet. Like I really do miss them, and I would like to try to get together with some of my friends from my last school. For my intellectual goal, that is to read one book a month. In the month of July, I read a book called School Spirits. It was a spin-off from the same author of the book series that I read in the month of June, and unfortunately there are no more. It kind of ended in a way that there could be more in a series, but I guess like she never wrote them or what, but I mean, they weren't like the best books ever, but they were books that I had bought because I was interested in reading them, and this is a long time ago when I just bought things just to buy things all the time, and I had bought this series of books and I wanted to read them before I actually sold them. So now that I've read the whole series, I can actually sell them and just let them go. I also read the book Orphan Train, and that was really, really good, and I finished that book in like a day. Like I read it so fast. It was really, really good. And then I finally finished listening to East of Eden. This is my first Steinbeck, and I'm so glad that I listened to it because it was so long. Oh my gosh, it was so good, but it's so long, and I don't know if I could have withstood like reading that amount. It was just so much. The narrator for the book was so good. Oh my gosh, he had a different voice for every character, and oh gosh, he was a really good narrator. And the book was amazing, and it was 22 discs, and it was 25 hours of reading. So I literally have listened to the book East of Eden for an entire day plus some of my life. So it was really good. Definitely recommend it, but it's really long, and if you can listen to it instead of read it, I would recommend that. For my physical goals, that is to lose at least 50 pounds, hopefully 56, so that I can be under 200 pounds by the end of the year. Oh, this one's getting kind of hard now that the year is halfway over. I also wanted to do a 5K once a month, and I want to beat my mileage. I keep track of how many miles I go each month, and I wanted to beat that each month. So at the beginning of July, I weighed 235 pounds. At the beginning of August, I now weigh 233 pounds, so that's a loss of 2 pounds, but I really need to lose more than that if I'm going to meet my goal by the end of the year. However, I am still down 23 pounds from the beginning of the year, so that's still an accomplishment to be proud of. The last few months have been really, really hard for me with summer, and oh my gosh, like just there's food around all the time that's not healthy for me, rather than being at school and having my own food at school, ready and healthy and prepared for me. And even exercise has been difficult just because it is so hot. Even first thing in the morning, it's just so hot, and it's just been really, really hard. Even getting on the treadmill, it's like so hot. Like, I mean, we have the air conditioner on, but it's like it's just hot. So last month I went 38.66 miles, but I'm actually still trying to beat April's miles that I think were like 45 miles. I did awesome in April. I did not beat either one of those, but I did go 35.27 miles, which that's nothing to laugh at either. So, I'm still trying. I'm still getting there. It's just not quite as much as I feel like I should be doing, and obviously not as much as I need to be doing in order to lose the weight that I want to lose. It is nice to see the long term where I started, where I am now. It's not like to say I only lost 2 pounds from last month. It's kind of like, oh, well, that really sucks. But to know that I'm still down over 20 pounds from the beginning of the year, that's awesome. And to know that I'm still going over 35 miles in a month, that's an awesome accomplishment, even if I didn't quite beat last month's miles. I was really close. If I, on our trip, on our family trip, if I had actually gone in the heat of Florida and gone walking or running instead of counting swimming, the mileage would have been completely different. But I mean, it was Florida and we had a pool, and so I did my exercise by swimming, and I thought that that was a lot more fun than walking or running. I guess I should have done both, and I probably would have at least beat last month's miles, but I mean, I can't go back in time. I can only try harder this next month. And for my last goal, that is my financial goal, I want to put $20,000 towards my student loans by the end of the year. And at one point I had even bumped that up to $25,000 by the end of the year. So I'm not really sure that I'm going to meet this goal, since I actually left my job and I've been out of work, technically out of work, for the last couple of months. But I guess if I can get to 25, I'm still going to strive for 25. But 20K by the end of the year is definitely no shame. So for the month of July, I put $110 towards my student loans. That was just my minimum payment for my graduate loans. So in total, I have put $7,870 towards debt as of the beginning of August. But I also currently have over $6,000 in savings right now that it is earmarked just for paying off debt. Now, if I don't get a teaching job at the beginning of the school year or within the next couple of months, that money will become less and less and less, because that money is on reserve right now for living expenses. Although I do plan on working extra at Churchill Downs and Keeneland when they are open, as well as subbing and any other side hustles that I can do, then I will do those to continue to earn money. And so hopefully by the time I have a job, I'm still able to put a big portion of that towards my student loans. Now, it will also be minus the cost of a computer, because I really needed a new computer, and so I actually did a live stream on whether or not I should, and I have lots of extra money in my sinking funds, and so I decided to go ahead and get a computer. So whatever I have in savings minus whatever I spend on a computer, that is what I will have to put towards my student loans once I am employed. So I feel like my goals right now, I am doing wonderfully. I'm on the right track. There are some things that I can do better, but that's the whole point of doing a monthly check-in, is to see where can I work harder, where can I do better, where am I achieving really well that I can like try to kind of like challenge myself even more. So that is why I do the monthly check-in. I would love to know from you, what are some goals that you set for yourself, whether it was at the beginning of the year or whether it was while watching this video. What are some goals that you have? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your goals are and how you're doing on them. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe and share and all of that. That really helps me out here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!